Alright guys, we have another unboxing. Haven't done one of these in a long time. I got my nice little keychain knife I'm going to be doing this with. Alright, I came from work, so I'm not wearing any nice clothes or anything like that. Let's see what we have here. As you can see, it's pretty big. Oh, look at that. It's another inverter. So, let's see if we can get this thing open. Or at least out of the box, I mean. Oh, this thing is massive. Wires. Oh, yeah. Why not? This is not small. Hope you guys can see that. Take it out of the packaging. I've been excited to get this for a while. Their shipping's not too bad. It only takes about 2 weeks, maybe, at least to Canada. Oh, this thing is a beast. Folks. Wow. Let's do this. Okay, well, let's take a look at this thing. Alright, as you can see, this is a very large unit. Here, let's go like this. Okay, what can we do for size here? We'll go like this. That's a GoPro. So you can see just how big this unit is. It's quite large. And I'm going to take you guys off the tripod. Alright, so here's the side of the inverter. Again, there's my hands. This is about, I'd say, 5 inches, 4.5 inches tall. Here's the front. It's the same as all their inverters. They got 2 outlets, output voltage, input voltage, and you have your hardwire. These hard wires look like they're 10 gauge. I don't know for sure, but I'll have to take a look. They have holes drilled. This one's just a little bit cockeyed, just needs to be pulled over. Yeah. They have 4 exhaust fans. Actually, I believe, yeah, these are exhaust fans. They don't blow in, they blow out. That's what the other one's like. They got 2 inputs. That's nice to see because you really do need more than one spot to hook up to. And next thing we're going to do, we're going to open it up like always. Alright, so we have the inside of the 8,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. And here you go. Looks like you got 10 gauge cables going to the hardwire. That's where you're going to get all your power from. Then you have much thinner going to your outlets. Let's see here, we got them going to the same spots. So yeah, you can easily, you got to be careful with your outlets because you will fry them easily. This inverter should have tons, more than enough power to fry these outlets. And then this side, this looks like the output stage. Over here, yes, looks, this is the output stage on this side here. Wow, look at all the output FETs here. And then over here, looks like 2 input MOSFETs per transformer. There. Same with this side here. 2 for this, 2 for that, 2 for that, 2 for that. You got all of our exhaust fans. It's looking quite nice actually. We got 10 amp fuses per transformer. So 20 amps, 20 amps, 20 amps, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20 at 60 volts. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I don't usually like multiple transformers, but these are more efficient having the smaller transformers. We'll see how it lasts. The 3000 watt version of this it's like taking this here, the back of this, these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's your 3000 watt inverter. And then, oh wow, look at this. There's a bunch of, what are these, diodes? I believe these are diodes. I don't see a center pin. I believe that's all diodes. But the 3000 watt version of this only has 4 of these output MOSFETs. This one has 12. So that's good to see. So it looks like this has more output capable MOSFETs, but they only have, so it has twice the transformers plus 1. This has 9 transformers. The 3000 watt has 4 transformers. So this 8000 watt model, I spoke directly to them. It does 8000 watts for, I can't remember how long they said it was, 5 minutes or so. But it does 7000 continuous, 8000 for a short period of time before overheating, and then it shuts down. So this is a 7000 watt continuous model, but for the price it's still a really good deal. As long as it lasts, we're going to be testing it and seeing how long this lasts. Thermal, let's look at the thermal here. Where do we have thermal management on this thing? Looks like we got thermal management on the output right here. So it looks like they're thinking that the output is the weak end. I don't see any thermal anywhere else on this board. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not seeing thermal on any of these other ones, so that's interesting. Maybe the input just is overkill and the output gets way hotter, way easier. We'll have to find out. We got our output caps here, 315 volts. And our input caps. What are our input caps? 100 volt input caps. 100 volts on 60 volt. That's pretty good. Got lots of headroom there, so I like that. The 315 volt caps, I don't know what they're raising the output to. Maybe it's 280, 260 volts, I don't know. But okay, so I figured out, so they have a totally separate input stage. So this is all input. These boards aren't even connected any way other than with wires. You have your input stage, your DC coming out, coming into here with those 2 leads there. That is your AC going to this board, which turns it into, sorry, that's high voltage DC. This is your switching board, turns into AC, and also turns into pure sine wave AC. Looks like they got a pot there. I believe that's for voltage. If it's anything like the other parrots that I have, they have a pot for voltage control. They hot glue on top of it so it doesn't spin, but that's nice to see that they have it. Also, the nice thing to check is they got all these nice and tight. There's no gaps in between any of them that I can see. Everything looks real nice. Yeah. So let's see if we can get a part number on any of these. This is an input FET part number. What's this? Oh, that's just a styrofoam. Okay. And then part number on the output side of the FETs. Let's see if I can get that. Anyways, I'm going to put this back together and let's get it on the wall. Okay, so this is the current system. There's a nice, good, reliable 3000 watt inverter that I love so much. And there's the new inverter. Look at that compared to the seat, the chair. Old, new. Yeah, that's going to take up pretty much everything there. So I got to move that. There's a bunch of stuff I got to move and figure out. But yeah, we're going to have an 8000 watt, 120 volt, pure sine wave inverter. That's actually outputs more, as long as it outputs like this, say 7000 continuous, 8000 watts for 5 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever it is for starting big loads. That is more than this inverter can do. That's crazy, because this is a really good inverter. And this inverter is 1/3 the price of this inverter. Not saying that this inverter is going to last as long as this inverter, because this is tried and proven. This one is not yet, which I will be doing. I'm going to run this 24/7. I'm going to run a good majority of my house off of it. Anything 120 anyways. This one's going to run all the 240 and a few 120 applications. And yeah, so let's get to it. We got 1044 watts coming in. Well, everything was going great. I got the massive inverter on the wall, like it's bigger than the Sine. It's funny. And everything was going great, and then I made a boo-boo. I had vice grips on, so these 3 positives need to be together while charging. The batteries were charging. Battery bank was not full. I wanted to keep the batteries charging while working on it, so I vice gripped 3 terminals together, and then I thought, oh, I'm just going to strategically place it right here. And this was right here. And I guess one of the wires, whatever I was using, the insulator around the wire was not good enough to protect against 60 volts. And it went right through, and big bang, scared the crap out of me. Didn't get hurt. There's a little bit of black on the wall, as you can see. And we got a dead BMS board, dead BMS board, dead BMS board. This one already took down, dead. I don't think these lower ones were completely dead. That one was. All the output MOSFETs are dead. Then I tried to run this heater off the inverter, and immediately this is one of the diodes in it. It just pretty much fried. Immediately, you can see it there. And then I realized that, well, I've run 2 of these heaters at the same time off of the 3000 watt, which is up there. That's now my backup. And yeah, oops. So I got a new BMS board going in. Good thing I got 9 extras. I think I'm going to be ordering some more. Because that's one thing I'm prone to wrecking BMS boards. I always short something out. Not always, but I mean, there's a decent chance that I'm going to either touch something on here that shouldn't be touched, or in this case, this is the first time I've ever short-circuited this entire bank for a second. And yeah, that's another nice thing about these boards, is they act like fuses quite well. Like it popped real quick. So yep. Oh well, let's get them back up and running. Now we're using the lamp hanging from electrical wire. We're using the power it. Good old reliable, kinda reliable. They're pretty good as long as you don't use too much power from them. Alright. Got everything hooked up, but it's extremely messy because I don't have a single zip tie. I gotta go out and buy a bunch of zip ties. Oh, the fans just turned back off. Fans are pretty quiet on this thing. Pretty impressed. We got about 3,000 watts coming in, if you can see that. And yeah, just hooked up this stuff to this BMS. And the batteries were slightly different voltage, so the BMS is warm because there's quite a bit more current going through it than usual. We got a lot of power running off the 8,000 watt inverter. Nothing more than usual. I'm just gonna bring up the app on my phone. Let's see if you can see that. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's 2 window air conditioners. That's a projector. That's a bunch of stuff. Put this like this for now. See if we can get something else going. Oh, let's hook that heater up, and then so I'll have 2 window air conditioners, projectors on inside. My laptop and my monitor is on, taking this so far. And I have my power charging and my LiPo box charging. There's the old inverter. There's a new inverter for size comparison, and we're gonna run this. Okay guys, this is what's going on. We are going to run this electric heater. That is about 1,600 watts. And we're going to run that. That is 1,800 watts plus a huge surge. So we're going to see what's going on here. I'm going to get the oscilloscope out later, but this is about the max I want to run off my system right now. As my BMS boards, I'm scared I'm going to blow them again if I go much higher. I gotta get some more batteries on the wall. Just get on there. Okay, we're gonna turn this on. This is the electric heater. Oh, I see what's going on. So that was an incorrect reading. I have the Nero battery monitor, that little clamp meter there, that one of the wires are backwards on that, so I'm going to reset that. There we go. Now I got it fixed. What was happening is I had 2 wires with electricity going different directions, so it was messing up with the clamp meter. So now we have an accurate reading of 1,500 watts. See if I can get you guys a little closer. See that a little bit better. The fans on the inverter kicked on again, but now we're going to turn the heater on. Okay, we are at 3,000 watts, 3,100, 3,200 watts. And now we're gonna try this ridiculous load here. And this could wreck my BMS boards. Okay, we're well over 4,000 watts there for a bit, and I don't have the battery capacity to be able to go much higher than that for testing at the moment. Drop everything back down, but well, at least we know we can run more than the 3,000 watt. 3,000 watt would have kicked out for sure. Just checking my BMS boards. Let's go along and check here. I'll just check the BMS boards. Everything's okay. They didn't even get warm, actually. Actually, this one got a ton. Yeah, they probably just were barely heating up. Barely. It'd probably be okay continuous running like that, but got the inverter kicking in again. It's 3 fans. They're fairly quiet. Pretty happy with it, actually. The airflow coming in is actually ridiculous. You can feel it like crazy. It works really well. Now I gotta work on cable management big time because it looks like crap. And this is my home monitoring system. This thing is awesome. I can check this while I'm at work. I know exactly what my house is pulling all the time. So we got 1500 watts. Let's go back here. Let's go, oops. History. Okay, let's see here. Let's go energy over time. Let's go month. What's going on here? Come on. So here's a 1 month energy over time. Oh, I see. It's there's my average usage, as you can see here. There's around 8 kilowatts for this month. Let's go back a month. Here we go. Got some days close to 15 kilowatts a day. That's used power. That is not produced power. Produced power is much higher. But used power, that's what I do. Sometimes when I'm home, I use more. Sometimes it's less. But yeah, really liking this thing so far. I've only pulled 50% of what it says it can run, so well in the clear. 7,000 continuous, 8,000 for a few minutes for studying loads. I have a great test for this thing coming up. I don't have it here, so I can't do it today. But we got a big load coming to try on this inverter. Everything held up nicely. The wires didn't even get warm. Nothing got warm. So I got sufficient cabling. The max this thing can pull is 130 amps. So I got 2 6-gauge for that. That'll suffice. I'm not going to ever really pull that except for testing purposes. But one thing I do have to be very careful with is the wiring coming out, because this can produce so much power. I got to be very careful with the output wiring. Don't want to melt anything. Alright. Almost 50 amps coming in. That's great. 3,200 watts. Should charge the batteries pretty quickly. So far, my favorite charge controller I've ever had. And I've had Morning Stars and Tracers and all that. And I got a bunch of these. I got 3 of these. Actually, 1 of those, and the rest look like this. These ones here. And yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those. We'll see. Because I think I'm going to get another one of those. Thanks for watching.